Protocol 10.
What is it that they call it in Shield? I think there's I forgot what they call it. That they have a protocol in Shield that they have to wipe and run.
I don't remember.
Called Protocol Phoenix because I got to burn it all up and then build it back from the ashes.
Dun dun dun.
So I had to back up all the TMUP files that we had. Oh my god, that thing took so fucking long.
Nice.
So I threw it all in the Dropbox. That took about an hour. And then I managed to fix my computer without having to wipe it. And I had to copy it all back to the thing. It took another fucking hour. And I'm just like, why did I cut and paste? Jesus Christ. I was so angry last night. All of this happening around 1 in the morning.
Your time.
Yeah. So, like 8 in the morning your time.
1 in the morning?
Aren't you in England?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't know.
No, England for me is like 11-hour difference.
It's 8 hours here.
Yeah, plus 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my adventure last night. So angry. I was about to wipe it and throw the computer in the garbage and then go to like Seattle and just start bitching out Microsoft and demanding stuff from them.
That's how you gotta do it. That's how you get free. That's how you get free things.
And arrested. Mainly arrested.
But yeah. So what's going on? Episode 42.
42. The meaning to life, the answer, and everything.
Really?
Yep. This is our Star Wars special. No spoilers for The Force Unleashed, but Darth Vader is alive. No spoilers. Oh, yeah.
I actually have some news stuff that I want to go over real quick.
Oh, shit. We got news this week?
Well, I could have sworn I had more than 2, but okay. Like sometimes I don't remember if I wrote it down. I don't I was like, oh yeah, I gotta add that to the list, and I just don't. So let me see if I got anything else. But anyways, all right. So the first thing I have, I'll just send this to you real quick. No, you can just Google it. You'll be all right. Yeah. All right. So first thing I have is Vixen is coming to live action.
In where? Like her own show or one of the current shows?
Like the Vixen that we got from the miniseries that we got, the animated one.
Yeah, but will she show up in Arrow or Flash or Legends of Tomorrow, or her own show?
Oh wait. Miniseries. We'll bring the character to live action TV on Arrow, so she's gonna be in Arrow.
Okay.
And I think it's like the voice actress who voiced the character. Yeah, it's the voice actress who voiced the character in the show. She's going to play the character. In Arrow's upcoming 15th episode, which is set to air on February 24th.
Valentine's Day.
24th.
That's Valentine's Day.
No, it's not.
No wonder Giselle's always angry at me. Yeah, that was quick. Like normally they announce these things like way back.
Because they're probably filming it right now.
Yeah, but like we got news that Roy was going to be there, and like that should be cool. But is it so just a one-time thing?
It just says that episode. So, Fiction, expanded DC universe, the Legends Tomorrow. Wait, it's another step forward to see if it ever expanded. Oh no, I thought she was going to be in Legends Tomorrow, but no, they didn't say that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. I did not finish. I completely forgot about this.
About what?
I was waiting for it to be done, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch it when it's done because each episode is like 3 minutes long.
Oh yeah.
Then I completely forgot, so I got to go back and watch it then.
Like I remember it, but then I'm like, I don't care enough to watch it. Like I'll wait for your thing, I guess. Like if you say it's worth it, I'll watch it. But like animated, like it's so short, I didn't really feel like.
Yeah, it's like by the time things started, it was like rolling. Yeah. The credits were longer than the episode. It's like we got to thank all these people that worked on 3 minutes. But yeah, so that's cool. I mean, Vixen's one of those characters like I was watching like random episodes of Justice League. You remember when I said I'm gonna watch Daredevil?
Yeah.
I ended up watching.
You said that you're going to watch like 3 different shows.
Yeah,
Because you're like, I'm going to watch Daredevil. Well, look, that Netflix just told me about this new Batman movie. I guess I'll watch that. Then 5 minutes later, you're like, remember Vibe? And I'm like, Jesus, dude.
That's what happens when I to the world of Netflix.
You're
I'm
like an ADD kid. You're like,
while Netflix is loading up, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this, and then I'm scrolling through to find it, and I'm just like, oh, this Lego Batman movie, and then I was watching, I was like, I don't feel like watching this, and then I was like, oh, Justice League. I was like, no, I'll watch random episodes of Justice League.
you're like Morgan Freeman in The Dark Knight with all those monitors.
Yeah,
Like, you got like all the Netflix stuff. You're just watching, and then you finish. You just hit the button. Everything goes afire. You're like,
yeah. I hit the button. I type in my name.
It's all gone.
But yeah, so yeah, Vixen was one of those characters I got introduced. Well, if it wasn't Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, every other DC character that I know, I got introduced from the Justice League. So if it wasn't for that cartoon, I probably wouldn't give a fuck about Arrow. Wouldn't care about Flash. Wouldn't care about none of these other guys. So like, if it wasn't Batman, Superman, and maybe Wonder Woman, then I would just be like, I don't care. But because I watched Justice League show, and then we gotta do a retrospective of Justice League Unlimited, because man, that show is so good.
I heard that they were going to take it off Netflix. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not.
In January 1st. But I got the complete DVD series, so I'm good.
I'm sure I can find it streaming somewhere else. Amazon Prime normally has it.
Yeah,
has these things.
But yeah, so she was in the show. She was in Justice League. She was dating Green Lantern. Yeah, she was with Green Lantern post the Thanagarian stuff after him and Hawkgirl broke up. So yeah, so Vixen was cool. I liked her powers.
All she has to do is think of an animal, and then she gets their abilities, right?
I guess. I don't know. She always touches like that medallion thing, so maybe she has to like do something with that. I don't know. But yeah.
Who's the actress that plays her?
In the show?
Yeah. Like, do you have her name?
Megalyn Echikunwoke.
Whoa. You fucking serious? That's a name right there.
I'll send it to you right now.
I got it.
Okay. Well, I'll send it to you anyways because I already copied it.
Google is my buddy on that. For some reason, like the first thing in Google is like Mega Echikunwoke parents, and I'm like, are parents famous?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
But yeah, maybe she'll be. Oh wait, Diggle's already married. Never mind.
The Diggs.
But yeah, so looking forward to that. Should be cool. I want to see how they're gonna use her. Probably all the CG budget is gonna go into her powers. So
Yeah, I don't remember how her powers looked in the cartoon.
well, it was
mostly the Arrow miniseries.
Like it's well, I guess not much CG because it was mostly like she taps the amulet and then you see like a projection of the animal the power that she's gonna get, and then the rest is just her. So maybe like it depends on what they use for her powers. Because they like if she gets like the strength of an elephant, they can just show her lifting up a car and shit. So should be fun. They should just name Legends of Tomorrow Justice League.
If only they could.
They already have that round table in the cave area. So yeah.
What else you got for news?
All right, second thing I have. Item number 2, Power Rangers movie delayed.
As expected.
It's gonna get delayed, yes.
How far back did it get delayed?
I think it's like 2 months. Let me see here. I think it's like from January to March.
So now it's around my birthday.
March 24th. That's your birthday, right?
Yep, just like Valentine's.
Yeah. I don't know what this Final Divergent film is. I never heard of this.
It's
Divergent
based
State.
on a book series. Giselle has watched the movies.
No, I'm talking about for Power Rangers.
What do you mean?
It says Lionsgate. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought it was.
Divergent is another series of movies.
Okay. Because they had it included in the thing, and I'm just like, all right. So never mind. That's something different. Well, that series has been delayed to June 9th. So
You're just pushing back all their movies?
I didn't even know it was originally supposed to come out in 2016, but then it got delayed, and then it got delayed again.
What, Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that they're going to be able to put that out by next year.
Well, there goes my birthday present to myself in 2017.
Hey, maybe it gets pushed back all the way to January 2018.
Great.
Nah, it's not a video game.
Yeah. It's going to get delayed. Yes. It's going to get delayed. And I think I had some more stuff. I don't know if I sent, because usually it's stuff, if I see it on my phone, I just send it automatically to you. So I think that's when I think I write it down, but I don't.
No, I don't think I got much stuff. Like I remember you just mentioning the Power Rangers one. Like that's the only thing I remember you mentioning.
Let's see if I get anything else. We got some character stuff for Ghostbusters.
Kojima has his new studio.
Oh yeah, he partnered with Sony. That should be interesting. They probably are like, well, if you want to make this, if you want to have the studio with us, you're gonna have to do some VR stuff for us. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I think that's how that meeting went.
It was done in 2 minutes.
Yeah. But it sucks that he can't talk about what happened with Konami because
like Konami just said that they officially let go of him like recently. Now I feel like they say that every month.
Well,
like
I mean, his contract just ended, so
okay.
From the time Metal Gear came out till now, he was on vacation.
Because then they had like the official going away party.
Yeah.
A couple months ago and all that shit, and I'm like,
yeah. So
let's see. That'll be another.
There's two stories I want to hear about. I want to hear why the writer for Uncharted left the series, and I want to hear what happened with like the whole Kojima stuff. Those are two things that
it wasn't just the writer, right? Because it was. You mean for Uncharted 3?
Well, she wrote all 3 Uncharted games.
Right. It was her and like somebody else left. I think with her, or like right after her.
Probably, yeah.
And they went to go work somewhere else.
Yeah. Her name's Amy Hennig, I think. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. But she's writing a Star Wars game right now, I think, or she's doing something with EA. I believe it's a Star Wars game. And the other guy, I don't know where he went. But yeah, I would like to be a fly in the wall in that room, like of the shit that's going down. But yeah, I was actually thinking about this the other day. No, not even the other day. I was thinking about this yesterday. Of like if they were making a Uncharted movie, who I would cast. I was like, I would just cast Zachary Levi and Yvonne Strahovski. There you go. Zachary Levi is Nathan Drake. Yvonne Strahovski is Elena Fisher. Boom.
Sully.
Sully could be. I don't know. I don't know any like.
You get Adam Baldwin and put him in like an old man.
Yeah, but I don't see him playing the Sully character though.
Yeah, I don't
see him playing.
I could see like Harrison Ford if he was younger playing that part.
Well, Sully's an older guy, so.
Yeah, but not as old as Harrison Ford is these days. Or. I don't know.
I don't really know.
Off the top of my head like that, I don't know.
But and you can just get like, well, I guess Yvonne Strahovski would fit more as Chloe, because Chloe's Australian.
Mm-hmm.
But since Yvonne's blonde, I'm just like, Elena, that's fine. But yeah. So I remember I was was watching something with him or listening to a podcast, and he was talking about that he would love to play Han Solo. Like if they ever made like a
I think they are making a Han Solo prequel
Han
movie.
Solo series.
It's supposed to come out in like 2 years, I think.
Yeah, he was saying he would like to play that role. But I don't know. I see him as Nathan Drake though.
Yeah, I don't see him as a Han Solo. Like he's
because Nathan Drake, he's like that super sarcastic, but like he's kind of like Chuck.
Yeah.
Except
but
he's more
serial killer.
Yeah, he's a mass murderer. But yeah, I was just thinking about that yesterday. But yeah, so we went from Power Rangers to Uncharted.
That's normally how we do it.
Yeah. I don't know. Let me see if I could find anything else for news. They're gonna show an Uncharted 4 trailer before Star Wars. So if you're not hyped enough for the movie, you're just gonna be extra hyped.
I understand, like they say that, but then I go to watch these movies and I never see these trailers. Like it's not every single theater that shows us.
Select theaters. It says it right here in select theaters. New trailer was shown ahead of Star Wars Force Awakens and select theaters across the United States.
Yeah.
So that means it's probably already online. March 18th. Damn.
What?
That game's a lot closer than I expected.
Yep, that's I already told you so.
Like, you requested your time off for that game?
I already requested the game.
Oh, you requested?
I told him, like, hey, because we were watching PSX together, and they had, like, the whole thing, and she was watching it in the beginning. And I'm like, yo, this game comes out March 18th. Yeah, and she looks at me, I'm like, March 18th. And she's like, got it. I'm like, good.
When's your birthday?
15.
15? Okay. So she can't say, oh, I don't know what to get you for.
Yeah.
What? Only the biggest game of the year. And I believe Quantum Break comes out that same month, so you better put that on the list too.
Send that off to the family. It's like, all right, family. Boom.
Yeah.
Quantum Break. That's a game I keep fucking forgetting exists.
Yeah, that's the only game I'll buy Xbox for right now.
Would you watch the TV show for it?
If it comes with the game, then yeah. Supposedly it's supposed to come with the game.
Oh, if I was going to air on TV.
Nah, I think it's coming with, like, I don't know if it's going to be on the same disc or if it's going to be on a separate disc, but they said it's coming with the game, so we'll see.
So it's going to be more like a movie thing then. Right? I mean, I don't know.
I'm raising my hand.
Wait and see. We'll just play the wait and see.
But, yeah, so, man, that Uncharted 4, can't wait for that game, man. Cannot wait for that game. It's going to be so good. As long as it doesn't get delayed again. But, so yeah, on the news front,
I've kind of been staying away from like all these news websites until I watch Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, now I have been. Before I didn't really care because I didn't really care about spoilers. It wouldn't really be a spoiler for me because I already don't know what's happening. Did you hear about these Netflix socks?
I saw a thing about them, but I didn't read the article. I
thought it was like an April Fool's thing, but I'm just like, oh no, it's December.
It's December.
But they said you have to make it yourself though, but it'll give you instructions.
But you don't really need that. I mean, you watch 3 episodes of a show, the thing stops anyways, which annoys me so much.
Are you still watching? It's like, yeah, I didn't pause.
No, it's not. Just like Netflix needs to get on their thing and be like, if a button is pressed at any point, a counter should restart to 0. So like if I'm watching something and I pause it and I go to the bathroom and I come back and I hit play, that should restart the counter. So like it won't ask me from 3 episodes from that point if I'm still watching. Or if I hit yes, watch the next episode, that restarts the counter. That way the thing doesn't, it's like, hey, you still watching? Yeah, just hit watch next episode. I didn't fall asleep within the 20 seconds that are there. Netflix, man. Hire me as a CEO. Get your shit straight. So you got any more news or you want to move on to the big Star Wars?
Yeah, let's move on to Star Wars.
Topic of the week.
I feel like we should like edit in some music.
No, that's too much, man. We don't have license for that music.
Oh yeah, we do. I know people at Disney.
You know John Williams.
I have no idea who that is, but yeah.
He's the composer for that, I believe. Let's find out. Because I just assume either him or what's the other guy that does a lot of soundtracks these days?
Hans Zimmer.
Him. I just assume that those two are the guys that do all the movie songs. But yeah. John Williams. You guys done Harry Potter stuff, Star Wars stuff, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, if I'm not mistaken.
What if that theme started playing while you're watching Force Awakens?
I would lose my mind.
They're in the Millennium Falcon just transforms.
Everybody in the theater would be so angry. Now would be just flipping shit. Let's do this.
Oh man, but yeah, let's talk about Star Wars. So we're gonna go into spoilers of. I don't have my spoiler sign that I was supposed to make, but yeah, I haven't seen episode 3 yet. But fuck it, I don't care. That movie's like 10 years old now, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the spoilers are only for the old movies, which at this point, most of the world has probably seen them, given the hype for the current Star Wars.
Not included because I just started.
Yeah, well, you're there. You're almost there.
But yeah, so Star Wars. I mean, they're good. They're good movies. But for me personally, I guess because I didn't really grow up watching them at the time, like I'm just watching it now. I think I enjoy like the Star Wars world, like the universe that was created, than like the actual movies themselves. Because like, I don't know, because like one thing I noticed was like a lot of hype around certain characters fucking die off or they're like dead already. I'm just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I was just like, I always hear about Boba Fett. Like I always hear about these characters, Darth Vader. I always hear about these characters and they're dead. So I'm just like,
you know what it is?
Yoda's dead. It's like
they have all these books and comics and like this entire lore of Star Wars that is no longer valid.
Yeah,
but it's still like its own. Yeah, the expanded universe stuff, which people read, which they go into more in-depth stories about Boba Fett and Obi-Wan and Darth Vader doing all their shit. That I guess builds up the character more. I've never read any of those either. So like everybody's always like ranting and raving about Boba Fett, and I'm just like, you mean the guy who did nothing in the second movie?
Yeah, exactly.
And then dies instantly in the third movie.
That's what I was saying. I was like, how is there hype around this character? Everyone talking about how much of a badass he is, but he's dead. Like he only had like a total of 5 minutes of screen time between episode 5 and 6.
And he has like very few lines, and then that's it. Like Obi-Wan, yeah, Obi-Wan's another one. Like, I guess it's something that you gotta read, and then there's also like the prequels that add to his lore or his story. But yeah, I mean, I'm like with me, like I enjoy the movies, but they're not something that I'm a huge fan about. Like I think I watched the movies the same age that you are now when I saw them for the first time. Like I was into my 20s already when I first saw them. Like for the longest time, they didn't interest me. Like all my friends tried to get me to watch them. I just wasn't interested.
I feel like every nerd, like whether whatever type of nerd you are, you have your set like sci-fi. Like some people like Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
Some people like Star Wars. Some people like Green Lantern.
Firefly.
Some people like Firefly. Some people like me. I'm more into Mass Effect than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like everyone has their own sci-fi that they like.
Yeah.
It's like
it's the same. Like for every genre. Like for sci-fi, you have what you like. For the fantasy world, you have what you like. For like the comic books, you got what you like and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So and then like a lot of people though did watch it when they were kids, Star Wars growing up, and was their thing. But like I still enjoy the movies a lot. Like the prequels.
Yeah, the movies are good. Like I'm
not the prequels, the original trilogy.
So far, all right. So since we're talking about the prequels, you got it. All right, you had to tell me. Besides Jar Jar Binks, which I know everybody hates, and I can understand why, because from he's first introduced, the way he talks, I'm just like, oh god.
Have you read the theory about him being a Sith Lord?
I heard about like he was supposed to be like the Kylo Ren character.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. It's a long read, but once you finish the movies, read that, and it's gonna change your perspective on them completely. And it's just like, if only that would fucking happen in the movies, that would have been so amazing.
All right, so they mentioned that. I think it was just in episode 1. They mentioned that there could only be 2 Sith at a time.
Yeah,
I already know that's a lie. That has to be a lie, right?
No, the thing is, I was reading up on this because like the whole Jedi and the Sith history fascinates me. That's what I love about that world. It's like I want
to see it. I want a prequel movies that's like the starting up of the Jedi, and then you have
like there's books. Like there's books that you can read on that from like expanded universe and stuff. So I don't know how true to that the current universe is and stuff. Like I'm playing Knights of the Old Republic on the PC, and that takes place 4,000 years in the past. So I guess that goes into a little bit of history.
So that takes place in present day our time, 4,000 years, 2015.
That's me in the background. But so at one point there was like the big war. Like the Sith ruled this one planet. They were all over the thing.
There's always a war.
Yeah, there's always a war.
There was a war.
There's still wars going on in these movies, but then something happened that this one Sith Lord made it like he decreed it that there can only be 2 Sith at the same time, a master and an apprentice.
Yeah.
So then so that's still the case now. So like as you watch the movies, you'll see that there's only one of each throughout. Like I don't know if they'll ever change that.
Is Darth Maul dead? Is that a spoiler? I don't know. He died in episode 1.
Yeah.
Well, he fell into
and he's alive, and he comes back in the Clone Wars TV show.
Yes, he does. You're right. So he
survives. Like the bottom half is spider legs robot.
And I believe he was voiced by the dude who played in Force Unleashed, the main guy.
Okay, I don't remember his name.
Sam Witwer.
There you go.
Yeah. Which, by the way, even though the games were a piece of shit, I wouldn't mind watching a Force. Like, I know that's like expanded universe stuff, but I wouldn't mind seeing if those were movies instead, it would be much better.
I never played them, so I don't know what the story is behind those.
I played both of the games, and they're not very good. They're like you want to talk about paying $60 for a 2-hour game. That's the game. That's the game right there. But so all right. So another question I had, I was gonna write this question down, but I was in the middle of the movie. I was like, I don't feel like doing it. But so another question I had was, okay, so in episode 2 we meet Jango Fett, right? And they say that they're using his DNA to make the clones.
Right.
So, and then the little kid was Boba Fett, right?
Yeah.
The little kid I was with him. Okay, so
which is an unaltered clone of himself.
Clone. Yeah. They say. All right, so are the clones the stormtroopers?
Yes, I actually asked Ed that this week because I never understood that.
Okay,
and I'm like, but there are recruits. He said that like it's not pure clones. There are some recruits that join in to become stormtroopers.
So the clones. All right, so the stormtroopers in episode 2 are the clones in the original trilogy, right?
Yeah,
and they all work for Vader.
Well, they work for the Empire.
They work for the Empire.
Yeah, they're just soldiers of the Empire, which is run by Emperor Palpatine, which is Darth Sidious.
And he's dead.
Yeah, he dies in the last one with Darth Vader picks him up, and then they jump off the thing. No, he throws him off the thing.
He throws him, yeah.
And then, but like you see him becoming Darth Sidious throughout the prequels.
All right, so the emperor guy is the councilman, right?
Right. So he was a councilman that became emperor. Yeah, his name. Like you just remember his name.
Because I just see him, and like the moment I see him, and then I remember it was like the end of episode 1. They did like a weird zoom on his face.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, he's the fucking emperor guy. He has to be.
Yeah. So like in episode 3, you see him, like the whole story of him becoming emperor and getting his face all fucked up to become looking weird.
And he's so he has the Force, obviously.
Yeah, he's the Sith master.
So only the Sith can use lightning?
I think so.
Okay.
Like the Sith, of course, has all the cool powers because they're on the dark side, as always.
Yeah. All right.
Like, Giselle asked me while watching the movie. She's like, "Would you be a Sith?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I'd be a Sith."
Nah, I definitely have to be.
Hugs would be the Jedi, and we get together on weekends and play video games.
That's how you gotta. That's how you gotta do it. But all right. So there's another question I was gonna ask. All right. So I asked a question about Sith. I asked a question about the clones.
You were mentioning something about Jar Jar,
Um,
just how like he's hated and all that.
yeah. No. Okay. So going back to the prequels, the overall prequel. So what's the overall consensus with the prequels? Why people hate them so much? That's what I want to know.
Jar Jar Binks was the first
Obviously,
thing.
Yeah.
The whole story of like the Trade Federation and just that the political bullshit that goes on, like nobody gives a shit about that.
Okay.
And then the whole Anakin thing, for me at least,
Yo,
was really
Anakin.
annoying. Like it's so
Anakin's
emo in the second one.
He's a creeper. Like just the
Not
way
even
how
to-
he like looks at what's her name?
Padme.
Padme. Just the way how he's like looking at her and stuff like
He just
that.
like
Those creeper eyes and very like obsessed. He's
yeah,
very obsessed. I'm just like, yo.
comes
one
on
thing
strong too.
One thing I do like is the part where he like finds his mom and then she dies, and then you hear the Darth Vader theme in the background. Like it's like a slight like if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. But
Yeah,
you hear it like slightly in the background. I was like, okay, that was a nice touch. That was a nice touch. If you didn't know already.
is that the second time that he goes on like a killing rampage?
No, that was the first time.
The first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he goes on another one in the third movie.
Yeah, I know there's like that famous scene where Obi-Wan's like, "You were the chosen one."
Yeah, that's a good fight scene at the end. I like that.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember I walked in the theater, like I had finished watching a movie and I walked in because I was gonna go meet. I was there with someone. He went to go watch that, and I went to go watch some other movie. And then I walked in on that fight scene. So of course I had no idea what was going on. I just see the fucking lights like, so I was like, all right, I see what's going on here. But all right, so yeah, I can't ask much about episode 3 because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but like episode 2, like with whenever because they would always cut like Obi-Wan is off doing like something cool, like in the middle of a fight or something, or chasing somebody, and then they would cut to Anakin.
Yeah. And
then he's just sitting there in the field, like talking to Padme, and it's like, yeah, it's sand. It's everywhere. And I'm like, dude, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I saw I remember you mentioned that last week. I remember he was talking about sand. You were talking about that scene right there, and I saw it.
It's so annoying, like those scenes with him and Padme together. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, dude.
One thing I was gonna ask was, were we supposed to be fooled about the whole Padme thing being not being the queen? Because there were scenes where she was in the makeup. I'm like, that's important. And then there was the big reveal that she had the body double. I was like, but I knew that already.
Like, it was the same thing. Which is how she like that's the queen. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? It's like,
it's funny because I always get her confused with Mila Kunis for whatever reason. They're like the same person until I see them.
So you shouldn't watch Black Swan.
Oh, I've seen that scene already.
You're just like, there's so many people. Why is that important here so many times?
I
get confused.
It's funny because I watched that scene at Royal. Like they had it on the laptop in the break room. I'm just like, alrighty then. I see what's going on.
But so far, you're enjoying the movies.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the movies for what they are.
Like the action scenes are cool.
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Like I'm not like one of these people like that nerd that guy you were talking about at
GameStop. Yeah.
Not like a huge, but I mean I enjoy them. I'm looking forward to watching.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me. Like I'm not going to be that guy that mentions all the obscure planets and alien races and like, well, this happened on this year. No, I'm not that guy. I'm just going to be like that scene, that movie, really cool. This movie, cool. Like I wouldn't mind reading some stuff on the Sith. That's about it.
Of course, we have main character that's black, so I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah. I always love that scene from the trailer that he just stands up and he's like, I'm like, that guy sees some shit.
I actually gotta watch the trailer now because I don't think I ever watched the trailer because I was like, I don't know what's going on, so there's no point. So maybe when I finish, well, when I finish watching the movies, at least I'll have some reference. Like, oh, that's Han Solo. I know that guy.
Yeah, you just know like Han Solo, Chewie, and like you see the Millennium Falcon,
which took me 9 hours to build.
You should have destroyed it and then rebuilt it while watching the movies.
actually no, it's in Georgia at my dad's house right now. So.
Georgia.
But I actually found a piece that I was missing. You know the bottom, how there's like that gun at the bottom of. I was missing that piece for the longest time. I was like, I don't know where it is. I found it in a shoe. So I was just like, how this got here? I have no idea.
Ghosts.
But yeah. So all right. So I mentioned that.
What's your take on Ewoks?
The Ewok. Which one are the Ewoks again?
The little bear-looking things.
The bear looking, and those were in the original trilogy, right?
Yeah, in the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Sure, whatever. I mean, they didn't make no big impression on me. Are they supposed to be like a big thing?
I don't know. Apparently, like a lot of people like them, a lot of people hate them.
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't give a shit. I'm like, they're just bears.
I do. My favorite character, R2-D2.
Oh yeah, he's such a badass.
He's just fucking. He reminds me of
fucks.
He reminds me of Bugs Bunny, like pure sarcasm. Like him,
and no fucks given.
Him mixed with C-3PO, like just C-3PO is like his mannerisms and how he acts, and he's like so naggy and shit. And just like him mixed with R2-D2, best character. Okay,
it's in the episode 3 that you're gonna watch Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
There's a scene where like C-3PO and R2-D2 are just standing there in the thing, and like there's a drop in front of them, and C-3PO is like, "What do we do now?" R2-D2 just pushes him off the ledge, and then like this guy, and then
no, that was in episode 2. I just saw that.
Yeah, and then he just glides off onto like conveyor belt, and I'm like, "What a dick!"
Yeah. That was in episode.
There you go, episode 2.
Yeah. That's when they're in the giant thing with all the robots being made.
Yeah, the droid factory. That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a dick.
Okay, so one thing I was gonna ask about him was, so Anakin built C-3PO, right?
Yeah.
So how come when C-3PO meets Luke, like he doesn't recognize that the last name is the same? Like he doesn't reference like, oh,
it's mentioned in the 3rd movie.
Like I'm guessing his mind gets wiped.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, there's like a toss-out line that's like, have the droid's memories erased.
Okay.
Which was like the easiest way to fix that thing.
Yeah, because I was just like, what?
Because I always wondered too, but then at episode 3 they mentioned.
They just did it. They did it like last minute edit.
Yeah,
they just had some random guy in the studio just like record this line.
So they mentioned it there, like as they're wrapping it all up for the credits.
So is Padme Luke and Leia's mother?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that in episode 3 or?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All of that gets settled in episode 3.
Okay.
Like I think episode 3 was the best of all of them because that's the one that ties up everything leading into the prequels. So pretty much everything that goes on in, not the prequels, I keep saying prequels, but everything that happens in the original trilogy, episode 3 kind of shows you like what happened.
And then the Clone Wars stuff you said was between episode 2 and 3?
Yeah.
All right. So I know there was like a Clone Wars movie, but there's also the TV series. So
yeah, start with the movie, and then the movie
leads into the TV
series.
And then the new Star Wars Rebels is supposed to take place after the Clone Wars. So like it's in the same continuity.
I think it takes place between episodes. Shit, I just read this. I can't remember. It takes place, I think. Let me tell you now, because I have the thing pretty much like saved up with the Star Wars canon link, so I can see what's actually canon. Because I don't remember if it takes place between episodes 6 and 7 or 3 and 4. I think you got like all the current Marvel comics and shit, but I'm not reading any of those.
Are those in continuity as well?
Yeah.
The Marvel comics?
The Marvel comics that started this year, I think it was, earlier this year.
In January.
Yeah, so Rebels takes place between episodes episodes 3 and 4.
3 and 4, okay. Yeah, so I want to start watching. I think that they're all on Netflix, so
I don't think Rebels is.
No, not Rebels. The Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, that I think all of them because
I know the movie's on Netflix.
Because I think the Netflix picked up like Star Wars Rebels, so they could because it got canceled because of the buyout before the last season aired.
No,
I think
the Clone Wars you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Clone Wars. So I think before like the buyout happened, and then they canceled the Clone Wars TV show, and then season 6 happened, but it didn't air. So I think when Netflix bought it, they bought it with season 6 and then aired it there on Netflix.
Okay.
And then like season 7 and 8 were planned, but they didn't air or happen, so they got turned into a book. It was something like that.
Okay. Because I remember watching the show when it was on Cartoon Network, and I watched it on and off, but because I didn't really have any reference of what was going on. I mean, I enjoyed what I saw, but I didn't really have any reference.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, this show looks good. It was not violent, but like there was a lot of lightsabers going through bodies.
Yeah, but it's a lot of lightsabers going to like droid bodies and stuff.
Yeah, droid bodies, but even then, it's like
but even once in a while though, you see
sure,
like people getting killed regularly.
I'm sure in like Star Wars Rebels, it's like very toned down.
Yeah, I have no idea because I've not seen anything about
Disney.
Rebels. Like I'm struggling to get through the Clone Wars TV series though.
Yeah, I'll start watching that.
Like I don't know what it is about it. Like it's decent, but I feel like it probably won't really pick up for a while. Like I'm partway through season 2.
Yeah, I'm sure like the first couple seasons, like, oh, what's going on? But I'm sure like later on,
yeah,
it probably picks up.
But 6 seasons in the movie.
But what was I gonna say? For whatever reason, I thought Nolan North voiced the clones and in the Rebels. But then I was thinking of Ninja Turtles, where he voices the Krang. Who voices all the Krang? It's D. Bradley Baker who voices the clones. You know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Voices all the clones. But yeah, trying to think what else. So yeah, Star Wars, that exists.
That's a thing in the world.
Yeah. One thing I always notice is, I think I sent you a text about the holograms.
Yeah.
It's like you live in this futuristic world. No matter what futuristic show you're watching, it's like holograms are always a piece of shit. Always. They always are breaking out. You never get the best signal. It's like, come on.
They just don't have the technology for it.
They don't have the technology. But and there's always like a council.
Yeah. That's the future for the world. It's like it's ruled by a council of aliens.
You always got to report to some council, which Samuel Jackson is part of.
Sam Jackson. He's the only Jedi with a purple lightsaber.
Okay, I didn't know that. I know he had a
contract.
I know he had a purple one, but I didn't know.
You haven't finished the Clone Wars yet, right? The Attack of the Clones, episode 2. All right. There's a big fight scene between Jedis and droids at the end. Pay attention. You'll see that his is the only purple one. It was in his contract.
Nice.
Because it's Sam Jackson.
I see what's his name, who played Nero in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Is on. I was like, oh, this is what he did.
He's the one that orders the droid's memories to be wiped.
Okay. I was like, this must be an ancestor of his.
Yeah. He's got all the tattoos. He's got the scar on his chest. It's a family thing, man. It just won't go away.
Yeah. It's a birthmark.
Is there anybody else in there that's from Sons? I think he's the only one.
Nah, he's the only one that stood out. I was like, I know this guy.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of episode 3, who else shows up. I don't think there's any new people.
You were the chosen one. You got to get that picture of him yelling that as the podcast picture.
Okay. I'll look for it now. We're the chosen one.
But I think that's about it that I really had to say. I was just kind of disappointed that all these characters died. And Yoda's dead.
Yeah.
But why
Yoda doesn't do anything until the second movie.
Like why do their bodies disappear when they die?
It's explained in the third movie. I also feels like it was just like a throwaway thing. Like it's something that they didn't do, because you see that none of the other Jedis, like there's only, you watch the episodes 4, 5, 6, original trilogy.
Liam Neeson's body doesn't disappear.
Exactly. So it's like all these bodies, like episodes 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy only has the Jedis that are alive. You don't see any ghosts around until Obi-Wan dies, and then Yoda dies. Those were the only 2 ghosts, and then Anakin at the end. Like at the last scene of Revenge of the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the third person?
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to wonder. I was like, is that like his father?
Because like the version that you
Oh yeah,
saw
it
is
is.
supposed to be the
I'm so
unedited version.
I'm so dumb. I was like, is that his father? So I was like, oh yeah, it is his father.
Because here's the thing too, is that the original trilogy these days is so heavily edited by George Lucas. Like every couple of years, he would go back and add stuff to it. That after the prequels came out, they changed the three ghosts at the end to be Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin, but young Anakin, like Anakin from the prequels,
Okay.
as opposed to Anakin from the original trilogy. So like it's just this young guy, and I'm like, that never made sense. I'm like, why the fuck would Luke see this guy? Which I mean, it could make sense in a way because you could be like, oh, he came back as Anakin before he went to the dark side. But let me finish this here. So the thing is, like, those were only three ghosts. There were hundreds and thousands of Jedis before that, but you don't see their ghosts. So they explain in the third one why those three are, because those are the last three with the Force powers, not including Luke and Leia. And
So
Darth
Luke,
Sidious.
so Luke and Leia are the last in these movies. Luke and Leia are the last people with Force until Force Awakens, until this new movie.
That's the thing. It's like, I think as far as the movies go, yes, because all the older books got put into an expanded universe. So I think this current one, like Luke and Leia, were the last ones. And then I believe that the story takes, like, the main character chick from the trailers, I think she's supposed to be like Han Solo and Leia's daughter or something like that. I don't know.
So there was like a Terrigen bomb, like in human.
Yeah, something must happen because the movie's called The Force Awakens. I can only imagine that like a whole bunch of people just start becoming. It's like a Second Coming, X-Men Second Coming, where like all the mutants start coming back once Hope shows up. She brings back like all the mutants.
I see it more as like, you know, what's going on with the Inhumans now. It's just a bomb went off, and if you survived, you're fucking you're Force sensitive. If you didn't, oh well.
I don't think you die though, if you're not Force sensitive. But it's something like that. So.
Okay.
But going back to it, at the end of the third movie,
you could go ahead spoil. You could go ahead spoil. Whatever.
No, it's just a conversation between Yoda and Obi-Wan. Like he tells him, it's like, oh, an old Jedi friend of yours, like your old master or something, has a message for you from beyond the grave, or something like that. Something stupid. It's like he learned how to come back from the dead. But like, I guess he doesn't really come back from the dead, but he teaches Yoda and Obi-Wan how to do it so they can do it as ghost forms.
So, damn, I was gonna say something. You're talking about ghosts. Nah, I forgot. But the other thing I was gonna say was, it threw me off when Vader, like whenever Vader talks. Because I just hear Mufasa from Lion King, since it's the same guy.
Everything the light touches.
Which that was cool. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Darth Vader was played by like 3 different guys. There was the guy in the suit, there was the voice, and then there's the guy when they take off the mask.
Yeah. Well, obviously, when he takes off the mask, you could clearly hear it. It's a different like voice.
Mm-hmm.
When he's
because that's the voice box. Like in the third movie, you hear him. I think you hear him talk.
Okay, so how does he? So I'm guessing he designed the suit himself, since he's like a engineer or whatever.
No, that was somebody else designed that.
So Vader,
I don't think they specify who.
Vader is in. He becomes Vader in Episode 3. Like his body gets messed up in Episode 3. Yeah,
during the You Were the Chosen one fight.
Oh, I thought it was so at the end of the movie, I'm guessing, is when he puts the helmet on?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was like an off-screen thing.
No, like you see him being put together.
Can rebuild him.
Pretty much. Because he gets the name Darth Vader before getting all fucked up, though.
Oh, okay.
And then he becomes the guy in the black suit.
But something I was gonna ask, but I completely forgot. You were talking about ghosts, and I just forgot.
Maybe something about Anakin.
Something about Anakin.
They like the heavily edited movies.
Nah, it wasn't that. I forgot. It'll come to me later.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm looking forward to the new movie, Force Awakens. Looking forward to see who this Kylo Ren guy is with his fancy lightsaber.
I know who the actor is. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a secret or not, but like, I don't think so because the actor's been on like late night talk shows talking about his character and stuff.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, they did the same thing with when the Winter Soldier was coming out. Like, oh, who's the Winter Soldier? But Marvel was already spoiling it. Like, Winter Soldier is this guy. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to the new movies. Well, I guess new movies because there's more than one coming out.
One per year for who the hell knows how long. At least 9 years.
So the clones. So wouldn't all? No, I guess not. Because since they're clones, they wouldn't be the same. 'Cause I was like, when wouldn't like all the clones be as badass as supposedly this Jabba Fett?
Django. Well, remember that they're all altered to not feel fear and then obey orders.
Yeah.
But you watch the Clone Wars and then you see that they all have different personalities still.
They all look different too. Every time.
Slightly different. I mean, it's all like different hairs or tattoos and stuff, or like the way that they speak, like their mannerisms. Some are more gruffer than others just because that's their personality. But it's all like the same voice actor.
D. Bradley Baker.
Hell yeah.
Voices every animal and every show you can think of. He voices every Pokemon.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just playing.
So I could see that.
Nah. Pokemon don't make animal sounds, so that wouldn't make sense.
They just say their names.
But
yeah. So watch the movies and then you'll finish it.
Yeah. Once I finish it, I'm gonna start the Clone Wars until I see Force Awakens.
I completely misunderstood that. I understood, like, as soon as I finish it, I'm going to start making clones. And I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah, clones of myself to do my bidding.
Start a war, the usual.
Yeah. Remember, like, was it last year, year before, whatever? I was like, there's always going to be an invasion.
Invasion of the hugs.
Yeah, pretty much. When you hear news stories about secret people being saved all across the world, I'm gonna be like multiple man. I just, and then when I bring them back in, I still retain all the information they learned.
Except they don't come back into you; they just hide behind you on like one big line. They're just hiding.
It's like I'm running real fast whenever I walk. But yeah, so for all the people who've already seen Star Wars, good for you.
Yeah, maybe next week if we both end up watching it by then, we'll have a discussion about it.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, so I guess if that's it, we can end it. Any lasting words?
That's no moon.
I thought you were gonna say, "May the Force be with you."